Hi.
Okay, once again. How's the Josh? Hi. Okay, there is so much confusion. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, fellow Toastmasters and friends, welcome to another exciting Toastmasters meeting, number 41 of Whitefield Toastmasters Club. Imagine a place where your words are not just heard, but they resonate. A place where your confidence grows, where you become a more effective communicator and leader. Well, you're not just imagining it, you are living it right now. And that is called Whitefield Toastmasters Club for everybody. Before we proceed, let's ensure our meeting runs smoothly by adhering to some essential rules and etiquette. We'll start with the mission. Do let me know how many of you know what is the mission of any Toastmasters Club. I want you to raise your hands and tell me how many of you know what is the mission of Toastmasters Club. Great. So we'll learn together. I'll start and I want you to follow me. Done? Everybody with me? Yes. Perfect. We provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I hope we'll remember Toastmasters mission next time. We have some rules and guidelines for this meeting. Rule number 1. How many of you have phone? Show me. Quick. Piyush, you don't, sorry. Akshay, you have phone? Great. Show me. Fancy phones. Please turn it on, turn it off, or put it on silent mode. I give you 5 seconds to do that. Done? Great. Number 2. It's a humble request that we respect all the speakers, whoever takes the stage. So please do not interrupt while someone is speaking on stage or make any movement that can distract him or her. If you wish to leave the room or enter the room, you can only do when an applause is going on. Number 3, please try to not speak on any taboo topics like gender, religion and politics. Number 4, please support the speakers with your warm smiles and a round of applause. And how do we do that? Last but not the least, Whitefield Toastmasters Club has a zero tolerance policy for any gender specific behavior prior to, during or after meetings. And for everyone's benefit, the restrooms are on the right side and water bottles are kept at the last table. And yes, for your information, this meeting will be recorded and uploaded on YouTube. If you don't want yourself to be recorded, please get in touch with Toastmaster Bhima and let him know to stop. So it's time to welcome the presiding officer for today's meeting. Someone who doesn't need any introduction. Someone who played multiple roles. He was the podium finisher at District 92 evaluation speech contest. He served as an area director, division director, mentors, and he is also the president of our club. Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, let's all welcome distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir.
Thank you so much. Mic check for recording 1, 2, 3. Hi, Jimmy. Mic check for recording 1, 2, 3. Yes. Thank you. So people are giving thumbs up and all that. You see the amount of nervousness you have while replying, the same amount of nervousness I had when I was attempting a contest online. Before a contest, to make sure that you're audible and visible, somebody can relate with me over here and say, yes, we used to do that. We used to say, mic check, 1, 2, 3. Today is a good day, 1, 2, 3, and all of that. So to all of you and to bring your attention to me, I'm going to request you to say, today is a good day, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do it in sync. So don't try it right now, because if I'll say that, everybody will start speaking. All right, all with me? Okay. I'm going to give you a count of 3, 2, 1, and that's when you say, today is a good day, 1, 2, 3. All with me? All right, count of 3, 2, 1.
Today is a good day, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. The only problem here is the camera is facing me, camera isn't facing you. My name is Mazahir, and let me officially welcome all the guests, all members and distinguished guests to our meeting, to meeting number 41. Can I request all of you to give a thunderous round of applause for all. It's a special meeting that we have today. And while I was on the way, one of our guests asked me, Mazahir, what's the theme for today's meeting? So I replied saying that there isn't a theme for today's meeting. Rather, it's a special meeting because we have a champion speaker who's coming and taking a session. Also, we have a speech evaluation contest for our club. You will be witnessing both today together. So you might very well ask, Mazahir, what are you doing over here? If I'm neither a champion speaker who's supposed to deliver a speech today and a participant for a contest, what am I doing? What is my role over here? Okay, there's no test over here. I, as a presiding officer, supposed to preside over the meeting for Whitefield Toastmaster Club. The reason why I'm saying all of this today is because we have a lot many guests in our room today, and I'm really happy to see each one of you over here with those smiles. In today's meeting, there will be certain sections which will be explained to you. So requesting you to all listen to it really carefully. There is an attendance sheet which is getting passed. Make sure you fill your name, your number. If you're a guest, say you're a guest. If you're a member, say you're a member. And if you're interested to join Toastmaster or not. Okay? All with me? How many of you saying, Mazahir, you're sounding boring today? Let's start with the contest. Raise of hand. Let's start with the contest. My goodness, okay. This is like nobody wants to disrespect a speaker. But inside, you know the answer. It's like a keynote in a big seminar saying, am I running too late? Inside, you're like, yes, you are. But the organizers are saying, no, you're not. Okay? All with me? I'm just going to quickly... Thank you. I'm going to quickly start the meeting. Now, before the meeting gets started, I would like to let you know, in usual, at a contest, we have a test speaker. For our speech evaluation contest, there is a test speaker. But before the test speaker can come to the stage, as requested by our keynote speaker, there is a demo speech which will happen beforehand. Now, to present this demo speech, I would like to invite somebody who I personally call a person with aura around him. A person who knows how to present himself. A person to whom we can look up to and say, oh yeah, I wish I was like him, especially for a male gender. If this buttering is not enough, I will definitely show you this person. I would request a member of Whitefield Toastmaster Abhineet, to please come forward. Can we have a round of applause for Abhineet? Give me this mic.
Mic is there. Yep.
That would work? All right, cool. Thank you. Thanks to Vaishak. Toastmaster Abhineet, what's your communication style? What's your communication style, Toastmaster Abhineet? Over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hi. I've started communicating, right? All right, so my name is Abhineet, and I'll talk about communication style today. So, distinguished Toastmaster, respected President, and dear guest, I'll talk about the 4 pillars of communication style, which we generally follow in our day-to-day life. The first one is direct communication. We believe in 0 and 1, either yes or no. In office, when we talk with the boss, we are very direct in nature. We always try to follow the objective and the final need, what they are looking for. Let me tell you a story and address the behavior of direct communication. A month before, I went to a restaurant called Sarposh, and that's the Kashmiri restaurant. The waiter came to me and just took an order and said, "What do you need?" I said, "Yeah, I need XYZ." And just took an order, just went back and came in and came with the order. So there was no glitch in that particular situation. He just took the order directly and conveyed what we needed. So that was more direct in nature. The second comes into a picture, which is called inclusive communication style. That is more on leading a discussion, where you are leading a communication. The second incident happened to me. Again, this waiter came with another guy and said, "Sir, we have a special dish today. And in the special dish, we have a chef from Kashmir. He knows the best preparation. He has been awarded multiple times for that particular dish. This is called meatball coconut dish." I was very much impressed with his presentation, the way he was motivating us, the way he was bringing the emotion with energy and emotion in the food and in the presentation. He was more inclusive talk, inclusive style. You are leading the presentation because he was presenting something. I was super happy with that. The third situation happened to me when analytical communication comes into a picture. Another guy came, "Sir, said in the meatball, you will have the B12 and good amount of energy, good amount of vitamins and the protein and everything." Because analytical communicators are more data driven. They talk with the numbers. They talk with the stats. What numbers we have. They talk about the numbers. What percentage of protein and the carbohydrates we have. You should avoid that. This guy talked with the same thing. And third one is a supportive communication style, which is more empathetic, more emotional. We offer emotions while we talk and when we're present. And the fourth thing happened to us. This lady who was the owner of that restaurant, she came with her colleague and asked, "How was the dish, sir? Did you like the taste? Did you miss anything? Would you like to call the chef? I wanted to mix some of the ingredients. Do you have any suggestions to provide to my chef?" Because that was more in emotional. That was more in the emotional side. She was offering the emotion. Now I was thinking, what sort of communication I like, what sort of style I like. I was addressing that part because, see, I'm the person who will express my thought with one demo, what sort of a style I have. So I'll come to Piyush. Piyush, please come.
Putting me on spot?
No, I'm not putting you on spot.
Okay.
So do you have a disconnect and defocused approach in your day-to-day life?
Many times, yes.
Or any disconnect here?
Many times, yes. It depends on the situation around you, how your mood is.
Any personal story like, which you can bring it on table?
Yeah. Yesterday I had a fight with my wife, so...
Oh my God. What happened?
Well, I'm a Toastmasters. I need to dedicate my time to other things as well as family. And that balancing is sometimes tough.
That's the point. What I'm trying to say, because I'm just trying to understand your emotion, why it happened. What was the reason?
Time.
And thanks for sharing your personal story, because thanks for trusting me and opening yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat. So thanks a lot for coming and just bringing your personal story. It's hard to trust on people and hard to bring your own story. And that is how I communicate with people. I offer emotion, understand the issues, and trust people. Right? And that's my way of communication. Of course, in office, we have a different style of communication. When we are talking with our boss, they know either yes or no. They talk in a very simple term. We have a initiative communication where we have some presentation, we present something with our thoughts. In analytical way, when we have to present any chart and data, we showcased the numbers. Hey, this is the number we have. And when we talked about the supportive communication, when your team members are not feeling well, I can bring one of the situations where I had a one-on-one connect with my team members. She was literally crying and I was having the performance evaluation discussion with her. And she was literally crying. I was completely stuck for a second. What happened to me? Because my job was to understand the issues. How can I understand her emotions? How can I bring the emotional intelligence to control my emotion? Because that was the very genuine stuff. And that's the place where I'll fall in love with the supportive communications. So that's all about my style. I hope you could understood my style, what my communication style is. So that's all about my speech. Thank you. Over to you, Mazahir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abneet.
You're welcome.
Can we have another round of applause for our speaker, Abneet? Okay, thank you so much. What's your communication style? Somebody asked me this 4 years back, and I used to proudly say I'm a straightforward guy. How many of you are straightforward people? Straightforward communication. Milk is milk, water is water. When you mix milk with water, and that's what they taught me. They said it's best that you mix it up. Straight trees are first to be cut. Now that hit me hard. And I still talk straight as much as possible, but only with a known group. With a new person, I try and see if I can balance my approach in terms of communication. Now, while you may love a color black, it might not be a favorite of somebody else. Irony is, I'm wearing black color. You heard that speech today, and without further ado, let me welcome the champion speaker who will be delivering her keynote speech today. In Toastmaster and in general, you might have noticed that before the speaker can come on the podium, there is a small introduction given about them. We follow the same technique in Toastmaster. The only thing is, in many platforms, including Toastmaster at times, they reveal the name, we don't. I request all of you to listen to this introduction carefully because there's a lot that came forward to a lot of people. And this is Mazahir being Mazahir, straight tree. I usually don't read the entire introduction of people. Usually don't. This once happened. I'm not going to name the speaker right now because I'm getting recorded. This person sent me 2 pages of introduction. I know some of you are smiling. Same reaction. I went back to her and say, is it possible if I can probably shorten this down? To which the speaker said, this is my life. Do you want to cut this? Now that hit me hard too. How can you do that? So I ended up reading the entire introduction of 2 pages, to which some people started yawning in between, but I didn't. I said, let that be. Having said that, I'll still stick to my point where I don't, but to this person, I'm actually going to do it entire because each word is worthy to listen to because this person has put in her heart and soul to it. Somebody who's a people lover, she became Toastmaster 2 years back, and she believed that this place is the best to connect with unique minds, make friends and learn together. She is the district champion in the international speech contest, table topic contest, and the district's first runner-up in the speech evaluation contest for the year 2021-2022 of District 92. She also happened to be a person who earned too many awards, some of them being and not limited to Triple Crowns, Spearhead Award, and many others in Toastmaster. She has taken up various club level role and currently serving as has served as an area director for District 112 in New Zealand 2022-2023. Currently serving as a district finance manager for District 121 for this particular year. She is a passionate number lover. Professionally, she juggles with numbers, and currently she is working as a regional manager at the London Stock Exchange Group. Let's welcome with a huge round of applause our guest speaker for today's meeting, Toastmaster Arundhati.
He says the mic is working, so I'm going to believe him. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir. A part of me felt so glad when you said, I don't read out introductions as they are given. I was like, thank God. But good morning, Whitefield Toastmasters. How are you all feeling today? Good. Oh, that's amazing. I have been absolutely blown away by the amount of sincerity, dedication and diligence this club has been showcasing from the minute, not only this door, but I think I entered the main gate of the building. It's been so seamless, so perfect. On a Sunday, you all have taken the time to come and attend a meeting with so much passion. First, let's give a round of applause to you all. Piyush here told me I am supposed to come and talk about evaluation. So let's get started. How many of you here have at least once used a mobile app like Ola, Uber, Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Swiggy, Zomato? Somebody there saying I have used none. Alright, all of you have. That was almost 99% houseful, I'd say. Have you ever used that one option there called rating? Oh yes, all our evaluators, congratulations. So we don't need to do any sessions because we know that we know how to evaluate. How many of you while going to office complain about Bangalore traffic? Some people are like, don't even remind me, tomorrow is Monday. Right, evaluators. What are you exactly doing? You're evaluating the situation of traffic at Bangalore. As human beings, we are born evaluators. We even, without being able to speak, evaluate that doctor who was there in the room the day we were born. Doesn't look that great. What is he doing here? Right? From the time Toastmaster Radha took up stage, even if none of you are the general evaluators or the evaluators, all of you are constantly evaluating. Oh, she said that well. Oh, she could have said that better. I'm sure a lot of you evaluated distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir in his presidential address and in his introduction as well. So it's by default that we all know how to evaluate. The question here is, how do we evaluate a Toastmaster speech in a manner that can get us to the place that we are all aiming to get, which is to win the contest? And it's not rocket science. It's very simple. It's about just garnishing it well. So my friend Abhineet here gave a lovely speech about food. I'm sure he must have admired how well the food was plated and presented. That's exactly what we are trying to achieve here. First thing first, if somebody tells you you have not done level 4 of pathways, you can't evaluate, tell I am still going to evaluate. Because to evaluate, that's why Toastmasters International has no criteria. Because all of us know how to evaluate. So what we are going to do today is try and understand why should we evaluate a speech, how should we evaluate a speech, and what we should not do while evaluating a speech. That's what we are trying to achieve here. So let's start with why should we evaluate a speech? Anybody in the room, why does a speech get evaluated? Why do we need an evaluator? Yes, Mazahir.
So the speaker can do better.
So the speaker can do better. Amazing. Anything else? Yes.
There is always an area of improvement in whatever you do.
Perfect. There's always an area of improvement.
I have the same answer.
Say, oh, copy, paste, special value. Okay, right. Anybody else? Yes, Abhineet. You better tell off now only because you're going to only get evaluated. So go ahead.
So feedback is a breakfast option.
Oh dear. Abhineet has had breakfast today. We know this, right? Okay. Anybody else in the room? Perfect. So one myth already busted by saying no matter what you do, there's always an area of improvement, which means sometimes speakers come up and tell, that speaker is just extraordinarily good. What am I to recommend? Still can recommend, and we'll figure out how. Right? Rightly said by distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir, the speaker can do better. And that's the primary purpose, fellow Toastmasters and guests in the room, of evaluation, not only a speech, but irrespective of wherever you are giving feedback. Even if you are giving a feedback at home, the food, salt could have been a little more. That's evaluation. Some people are laughing, they're always doing that. I'm sure you don't cook. Right? But every time we give a feedback, the purpose is not to prove that I am better than the person who just performed on stage. That's not the purpose, and that's the first thing I want to establish. If you are evaluating a speech, your purpose is not to tell or not to prove that I'm better than the speaker. The speaker might be amazing and I might be a great evaluator. When you win an evaluation contest or even the best evaluator title in your club meeting, it is called best evaluator, not best speaker. If you want to be best speaker, you can contest in ISC. But in evaluation contest, you're trying to be best evaluator. So overshadowing the speaker is not our purpose. The purpose is exactly what we discussed. It is to add value to that speaker. The speaker's done his or her best. I'm going to give a little more so that the next time the speaker takes the stage, they do even better. That's the purpose. And it's very important that we understand the purpose, because tenured Toastmasters in the room would agree that a lot of times in evaluation contests, we see people come up and deliver their best speech of their life just to show, see, that's how a speech is done. That's not our purpose. Let's not try and make the speaker feel little or demean the speaker. It's not our aim. Second thing, bringing the speaker back on stage. See, we are born critics, okay? The first time you watch a movie, you'd come out and say, the movie was excellent, but I wish that scene, no, they could have done better. And that discussion would go on for the next 15 minutes. The good was only 10 seconds. So we are born critics. But as evaluators, our purpose is not to criticize. We want the speaker to come back and take the stage. We don't want the speaker to feel, next time I go to deliver a speech, oh, the evaluator is going to thrash me. VPE, I don't want to give any more speech. That's not our purpose at all, right? Don't make the VPE's life tough. They already have a tough life. So we don't have to add to it. So we want to bring the speaker back on stage. So that's I say the purpose of evaluation is a little bit like ABC. Keeping it very simple. So A, we add value. B, we bring the speaker back on stage. And the C there is we continuously improve as evaluators. That is a necessity. Just like a speaker can improve, as an evaluator, you come and take the same style, tell the same things and go back is not enough. Even we can improve so that we can evaluate better. Cool. How many of you heard Abhineet's speech? Oh dear, some didn't hear. What were you doing? Right, okay, I know Whitefield Toastmaster, you all are very sincere, but today we are going to keep it little easy because I love my Sundays, so I don't want to be serious. So what we're going to do is, we are all, and Abhineet, apologies my friend, lot coming your way, we are all going to evaluate Abhineet's speech together and we will see how far have we got. So, from this side, starting from this side, anybody, tell me one thing you liked about Abhineet's speech today. Yes, oh Akshay, let me get out of the way first. Go ahead, Akshay.
Okay, so you are explaining different styles of communication. I love the way he gave a small example with everything, so we can, relate.
Perfect. So Akshay says he loves that Abhineet used examples. I second you. That was brilliantly done. From this side, anybody, one thing you loved about Abhineet's speech? Yes.
His confidence is just out of this world.
Oh dear, come on. Abhineet's already blushing. He's like, yeah, bring it on. He's just being humble. No, I agree. Very confident speaker. He stood true to Distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir's introduction, I think. It was perfect. Thank you. What's your name?
Nabil.
Sorry?
Nabil.
Nabil, okay. So, one other. Anybody else? One, yes.
This stage cover, the utilization of the stage was better.
His utilization of the stage was nice. Okay, very good. Do we have a fourth point of yes?
I like his structure. First he started with different types of communication and then he moved on to what is his style of communication.
Yes, correct. He covered what everything meant and then he went to his own. What's your name?
Ranjita.
And what's your name?
Ritik.
Okay, Ranjita and Ritik. Perfect. Anything else? Okay, what about last benchers? And I'm like, oh my god, did we not just send Akshay our representative? But anything else that you liked? You can also tell you liked Abhineet, that's okay. Yes, ma'am.
His gestures and body language.
His gestures and body language is nice. What's your name? Rashmi. Right, now let's see. Abhineet, how are you feeling? He's like, I am on top of this building now. Okay, so we all figured what Abhineet did well. Now, what could be that one thing that Abhineet could have done better? This side first. Oh, yes, she was ready. Let's go for it.
I feel that, he could have done it much better because it's a small group of people. He can just go around about and, interact that way. That it's a communication style, I would like to say, that gives a very good touch, emotional touch, and you build the entire personality with the people around. Thank you.
Thank you. What's your name, ma'am? Jimmy. Right. I'm sure you have a lot of experience with evaluation. Okay, from this side. Yes, Radha. Radha was waiting. You evaluated me. Now take it from me. Go ahead, Radha.
So I was, bracelets, bangles or ornaments, I don't know, but it was noise making.
Yes. His two karas love each other. That's right. Okay.
Just concentrate.
Oh, you're distracted.
I'll go and take that.
Amazing.
I was not able to concentrate on other things. So that was a little distracting for me.
Very nice. Thank you, Radha. See, all good things from first benchers, all areas of improvement. I'm loving this parity. Middle benchers are like, we keep it simple, just keep quiet and sit. Okay, one other point. Oh, out of the room. Let's go.
So, he came to invite a member of the audience
Right.
as an example.
Right.
It would help if you already know the person and arrange a sort of a deal with them, because if not, you may not be prepared for whatever.
Oh, come. What's your name, my friend? Vaishak. Vaishak has experience. Piyush, was that set up, discussed? Yes. Oh, there. See, Abhineet is so smart. Right. Anything, what about this middle group here? Y'all are fairly new, your guests. What's happening? You can stay, come on. How many of you scold your managers at work? All of you do. You're just being kind. Anybody works in Mazahir's office, that's why you're being quiet, no? Okay. You can tell me. Anything else? Abhineet, take it all. He's already on the roof. We have to bring him down. So it's okay. No? You loved Abhineet's speech?
Everything was covered. But I would like to say...
This is why the food was damn good, but I'd like to say... Go ahead. Sorry.
It's a good point.
Oh, it's a good... Oh, please.
He had proper pauses.
He had proper pauses.
Easier to observe.
Yes, space. Very nice. What's your name? Kevin. Yes, okay. And you already said. What about... You've been smiling. You loved Abhineet's speech, didn't you?
You would have added more humor.
Oh, there. He's like, I didn't smile enough. What's your name?
Sukesh.
Sukesh. Okay, that's good. Now, how many of you here have written notes in Abhineet's speech? Anybody has? Oh no. These first benches are so sincere. No, very good. Good job. But a lot of you here still gave an observation even though you've not written. Ma'am, have you written anything? But you still had an observation, right? What about you? Did you write anything? No. So we still have been able to give some observation without writing. How? Why do you think you didn't make a note but you still had an observation? How did that happen?
I followed the way.
Very nice, because she followed the way. So we all heard. And that's the first thing about evaluation. I would say, as evaluators, when we evaluate a speaker, we want to give a gift to the speaker in the form of our evaluation. And we all like well-wrapped gifts. So that's why this term, gift, is exactly what will get you through evaluation. So the first thing, the G, is to give. And what are you giving? Attention. That's all that all of us have done today while Abhineet was speaking. We gave him his due share of attention and we heard the speech. That's the reason we all have observation. Now, in contests, especially because Mazahir mentioned today of online contests, there's a little bit of memory recollect for me, and I remember they do mic testing and then put you on spotlight and say, do HD on your Zoom, don't you know technology, and a lot of other things. And that also reminds me, I feel like I've known Distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir forever, but it's the first time I'm actually meeting him in person. That's a number of times we met online, you see. Right. So, when people are put on spotlight, one thing that I observed, I'm a fairly new Toastmaster, but the minute the speaker utters the first hello, the evaluators, they write like I'm going to write and finish and ask for extra papers from the, the invigilator. That's how much we write. And look, I'm never going to say don't write. I'd always rather recommend that in an evaluation, you must make notes. You must make notes. It's important to make notes because you only get 3 minutes and you have to provide everything you wish to. So you must have some points of reference. But nobody will ask you to repeat the entire speech as an evaluator. The speaker is not expecting you to repeat his or her entire speech. They are like, I already know that. Do you remember? It's my speech only. So, as an evaluator, you have to evaluate the speech. So, that is why, while we are writing, if we are only frantically writing and writing everything, we miss out on listening. And that's not something you wish to do as an evaluator. Please listen. Because here, you might be busy writing. The speaker could have made better body language. And by the time you were doing that, the speaker might have pulled out one of the finest body languages of that speech, but you've missed it. You were busy writing verbatim quote used by the speaker would have used 2 other quotes by then, and you've missed it. So what you need to write is exactly what stood out for me. Just like when we went around the room talking about Abhineet's speech, you all told about certain things that stood out for you. So that's what you've got to make a note of. What you thought could have been better, that you would want to make note of with example. So you don't need to write everything and in turn miss out on listening. Please pay attention to the speaker. The speaker deserves it and your finest evaluation needs it. So it's win-win for both. That's the first thing. We want to give attention and get what we want to get. Right? Second thing is to identify. In gift, I comes after G, right? So identify what are the, now evaluation contest can also have some preparation. It might sound a little bit like an oxymoron to a lot of y'all. Like, it's impromptu, didn't you know that much, who sent you to the district? But it can have some preparation. What type of preparations? Like for the people who are going to participate in the contest, you want to think about your structure. How do I want to evaluate? Do I want to do a couple of points that went well, points that could have been better, my overall summary, package it, present it? What's my structure? That's a preparation. So you can have a note, like a sheet, divided into segments saying, here's where I'm going to write what went well, here's where I'm going to write what could have been better, this is going to be my summary. If I want to challenge the speaker, I'm going to put this in this box. If there's vocabulary or quotes or triads or similes that stood out for me, I'm going to put them in this box and then I'm going to bring everything together. It's like making khichdi. You put all the ingredients and then you bring all of them together. Don't make a khichdi. I'm going to tell you how to make the gift out of it. But yeah, that's the preparation you can do. That's a groundwork. And then you're not writing the whole speech and then again scrambling to segregate that. By the time the speaker finishes, now for everybody's benefit, in contest we get 5 minutes after the speaker finishes. So once the speech ends, you'll get 5 minutes to put your evaluation notes together and then your notes will be taken back, you'll be sent out to a breakout room and you'll come one by one, your notes will be given back and you'll present. That 5 minutes is what you have. It's like the 70 minute in Chak De India, okay? But here we don't have 70 minute, we have only 5 minutes. How you utilize it is what really decides your performance that day. So don't waste that 5 minutes in having written an essay and then reading that essay and then like, oh, I can't follow my own handwriting, what did I write? And then segregating. Segregate it as the speaker's writing. Keep your format ready. Okay, this went well, put that there. This didn't go well, put that there. By the time your speech is over, you have that ready. In that 5 minutes, you go like, oh, I wrote 10 points of recommendation. Too much, the speaker will kill me. So you can use that 5 minutes to narrow down. Okay, out of this 10, these are my top 5. I'm going to go with this. That's what you can do in your 5 minutes. Do some preparation. Second thing, please read the judge's ballot. Very important. Some of you are like, sorry, what? Chief judge? No. So there's not some Supreme Court judge. This is just our Toastmaster judges. But there's something called a judge's ballot that is available in the website of Toastmasters International. Go there, look it up. It tells you for which segments, how much scoring is there. And the last thing you want to do is miss out a segment and the whole scoring for that. Touch base everything. So that's another prep work. Now coming back to our I. So we are going to identify the points just like we did now, and we're going to put them in different brackets. Strong recommendation from my end is there is a scoring for summary of evaluation. So what you want to do is write down your summary. These 4 points were good. These were the 2 areas of improvement. Write them down so that when you see that yellow card coming up and you're already like, oh, my time's running out, you're not then going helter-skelter for words. You have your summary ready. You'd read it out and close it. Cool. Now coming to the, what comes after I in gift? Oh, everybody's awake. Thank God. Right. So F for me is to formulate. We've identified what was good. Now say for Abhineet today, we know these 5 points were good, those 3 could have been better. We've identified all of that. Now we're going to formulate the speech, the evaluation that we're going to present. Just like ma'am said that Abhineet's speech had a structure, your evaluation needs to have a structure. You can't be like that manager at work who comes and says, you know, I think you did this very well and then you did that, but you did that project and then I don't know what happened and then 3 days later you did, and then you're like, sorry, what? Use Google Map. I'm not getting direction. So you need to give a structured evaluation. So let's again do a rewind. What did we like in Abhineet's speech? So first Akshay said that he had examples. When you present it, you'd want to choose something like, Mr. Speaker, today you told us about styles of communication and there are 4 things I liked about your speech today. If you say 4, stick to 4. Don't make it 3, don't make it 5. If you feel I am someone who gets carried away and might not stick to 4, don't call out the number that I liked 4 things. Instead say, and these are the few things I loved about your speech. Few has no definition of max or min, right? And then you can get started. I would say a small twist to how Akshay said it, right? I love the way you said it, Akshay, by the way. But instead of saying he told us about communication styles and I saw examples, what you can say is start with what you like. So you can say, I loved the fact that you had examples in your speech. Then cover it by saying, each style of communication you told us about, you tagged it along with an example and that gave us clarity. So Abhineet now knows example is the word that you've picked out. Likewise, you said, I loved the structure. So that's the way we want to. Then you can say, moving on, I also liked that you had a structure in your speech. You started with the styles and then went on to your personal style. That's it. Somebody here also said his pace was good. That was you, right? You can also, then you can mention that coming to your pace and pause, I think they were apt. You had the right pace, the right pause gave us enough clarity to understand. What I'm just trying to do here is we're not repeating Abhineet's speech. We're only telling him what he did well. Makes it easy for him, makes it easy for me, because I'm saving on time. Then we move on to the areas of improvement. And there's one myth that I'm going to burst here. If ever somebody told that your commendations needs to be more than your recommendation, it's not necessary. You need to have 4 commendations and only 3 recommendations. 5 commendations, then only 4 recommendations. Not necessary. You can have 2 commendations and 4 recommendations. Still works. But it depends on how you package it. You don't want to make the speaker feel that there was nothing good in your speech and you've got a ton of recommendations. That's not what we want to do. Give the two good things in the good way and then blend your recommendations in such a way that the speaker feels, okay, I think I did a fairly decent job. If I incorporate all this, I'm going to do better. How do we blend recommendations? Now here, a couple of us had some recommendations. Let's start with ma'am. She said audience interaction could have been more. So that's one point. Now I come up and Radha said there was a distraction. Is that right? And then there was one more. Humor is one point there. And then was there one other point of recommendation for Abhineet? Did anybody say anything else? Did we not like something? No? Okay. Good. Yes. Oh no, yes, our friend Vaishak there. That's where I was thinking. Somebody out of the room, right? He said that you need to plant your prop well, and that's a very good point, Vaishak, for any speaker. Don't pull out the stunt that you think will fall on its face. So these were our points, right? Now let's say I'll tell you a few additional points. I felt like Abhineet spoke about communication styles. So if he ended with a summary of the 4 styles, that would have been the icing on the cake for me. So now you see, collectively as a group, we almost have 5-6 recommendations from Abhineet. If you give it all to him, he'll never take you to that restaurant that he spoke about. And you don't want to miss out the treat. So we're going to merge this. How will we merge this? We can say, we'll merge Vaishak and Jimmy's point here, and we're going to say, Abhineet, I really liked how you had somebody from the audience picked up, but if you could have involved everybody else in the audience, that would have been really good by ensuring that you connect with each individual and also being mindful that you're not putting any one individual on spot. So that covered both the point. Abhineet got it as 1 point. I ticked off 2 points on my list and we are all happy. Like that, sometimes we don't like somebody's pace and pitch. You might think, oh, the person was too loud, the person was too soft, went too fast. Bring them together. See which are the points you can club and package it in a way that it's not hurtful to the speaker. For example, if I were to tell that Abhineet, 4 points explained with amazing examples, I am not going to forget the styles of communication. But at the end, you could have put a quick summary, it would have stayed fresh in my memory. I've given my point, he's got it, but Abhineet, are you offended? He's like, oh no, where did that come from? Okay, right. So that's how we formulate. We take the good side, we take the ones they have to improve on and then do a summary. Piyush is going to throw me out of the room, so I better get started because he's showing me red card. But that's not my full time. Like I kept 10 minutes buffer there. Right. Okay. Another thing that you want to keep in mind while formulating is, we usually say the sandwich approach, which is start with things that went well, put in your recommendation and close with a summary and an applause and congratulations to the speaker. That's one approach. That necessarily need not be the mandatory approach. Okay? You could also do, like for example, ma'am here said she liked his gestures while delivering the speech. I would say, as much as I loved your gestures, sometime I felt you'd keep your hand here and you'd keep your hand here. You can look at avoiding that by making it more open palm, right? So we've got 2 points, both relating to gestures. Now I can do 1 point by saying, throughout your speech, I loved how you had different gestures, but at times I noticed you clasp your hands. Maybe you can try a slightly more open gesture and that'll make it 100% perfect. So here I did a commendation and a recommendation together and it's acceptable. You can use this approach as well. You can run them parallelly if you think there's the same area that the speaker did well and the same area where the speaker could have been better. Works. So there's no mandate. So that's how we formulate. Finally, what's the T in? That's the last letter of the word gift. T is exactly what our man here Piyush is doing for us. That is time. You get 2 to 3 minutes to present an evaluation. You've been Virat Kohli that day, nailed your finest evaluation. The judge goes in with the timer and the timer says, speaker number 3, which is you, evaluator number 3, time 3 minutes 32 seconds. irrespective of it being your best evaluation, the result will say 1 timing disqualification. And you don't want to be that person, believe me. So that's why please ensure you wrap it within the time given to you. When you see the green card being flashed, you want to start covering up your commendations. Close them and move to your recommendations. When you see yellow card coming up, make sure you closing our recommendation and slowly moving to your summary. And if you see red card, please don't be that trader who's trying to gamble. They're saying, oh, maybe I'm 3 minutes 25. I have 5 seconds. No. You don't want to do that. The minute you see red card, please wrap up your evaluation. Go ahead, congratulate the speaker, wish them all the best. If you're somebody who says, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a huge round of applause to the speaker, do that statement and close it. Don't mess with the timer. Timer should be your best friend that day, right? So the minute you see red card, you want to put everything together, call out your 5 points, close it up. So please manage time well. Before I open it up for questions, there'll be just one last thing that I would say, a few things that you don't wish to do or you would want to avoid doing when you are presenting evaluation. First thing that I mentioned in the very beginning, don't try to overshadow the speaker. You are being the best evaluator in the room. And the same way, if the speaker is brilliant, don't feel underconfident saying, I don't speak that well. How will I evaluate that speaker and go and present my evaluation? Nobody is looking forward for you to be that best speaker. They are looking forward for you to be the best evaluator. So don't let your confidence take a hit because you're not as flamboyant a public speaker as the speaker who just spoke. You might be the champion evaluator. That's what you're aiming for. Second thing, don't overshoot time. I already covered this. Third thing, don't be generic, or rather avoid being generic. When I say avoid being generic, every speech is special. Whether that person prepared in Bengaluru's traffic or prepared 2 weeks at home, they all prepared. They've prepared and come to deliver. So even if voice was brilliant, just because generally in evaluation we speak about voice and body language and gestures, don't just go and say, I think your voice was good, but if you could modulate it a little better, the speaker would be like, how? So do not be generic, be specific to the speech. Always top your recommendations with an example. Say, my friend, what's your name?
Shubham.
You're so sincere, I'm loving the attention. So Shubham here comes and delivers a speech and he gets 2 characters in that speech, okay? Like how Abhineet, for example, had the waitress, the chef, owner of the restaurant and all that. And for one character, he didn't modulate the voice. Maybe it was a female character. And I hear him recommending to Shubham that you brought in the character. I would love it if you changed the voice. I don't know how to do Shubham's auntie's voice. Okay? How on earth can I expect Shubham to pull out that auntie's voice? If you can't do something, it's unfair for you to expect that the speaker will pull it out. So only give recommendations that you can demonstrate. If I'm telling you, what's your name? Sorry? Revati. If I'm telling Revati that Revati, you could have used the stage better, I need to pick up one part of Revati's speech and show exactly how Revati could have used the stage better. Do not expect the speaker to be superhero and pull out things that you can't do. So always give examples. And very finally, I would say that when you are doing evaluation, make sure that your aim is to motivate your speaker and not to criticize your speaker. Please keep that in mind. You want to bring the speaker back on stage. So that is why there's one English conjunction called but. But, all of you know but with a single T. So please do not use, or rather try consciously avoiding using the term but. Because otherwise, you know how you'll sound exactly like that partner who told you, you're so brilliant, you're so understanding, but And then you're like, yes, bring it on. What else do you have? That's exactly how your speaker feels when you say, oh, your voice modulation, your character was great, your topic was so relatable. But fellow speaker, the speaker's like, yes, now what do you want? We can avoid by using things like and, however, maybe you could have. How about this? We tell Abhineet, now let's see both, right? Abhineet, I think your speech today had such relevant examples and the communication styles were great. But if you could have used, and Abhineet, like, now see the other way. Abhineet loved the way you gave us so many nice examples. You spoke about food. It's Sunday. My mouth's watering. It was brilliant. I'll always remember this. And I would say along with this, if you could engage with the audience, it would have been even more better. Abhineet's like, yeah, I can take that. So that's how replace the but with an and, however, but try to see if you can avoid using the term but. That's my time. Open to questions. Anybody can ask any questions.
So I didn't attend the previous session, so this is my first session. I'm not understanding. What is the time thing, right? So
Very nice. What's your name? Satya. So Satya, when we present, like you saw Abhineet's speech, he had a time, 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, Piyush showed him green card, 6 minutes yellow card, at 7 minutes red card. When the red card comes up, it means within 30 seconds, Abhineet needs to close his speech. Otherwise, he gets disqualified. Likewise, in an evaluation, the timing is 2 to 3 minutes. So when an evaluator comes on stage, 2 minutes, the green card goes up, 2.5 minutes yellow card, and 3 minutes red card. When the red card goes up, within 30 seconds, we have to wrap up our evaluation or else we'll get disqualified. That's the time. Yes, Piyush.
If we do not have a lot many points to cover
Yes.
in that 3 minutes,
Right.
so is it better to wrap up within 2 minutes or less than that time, or should we stretch any of the points?
Amazing. Very nice question, Piyush. Thank you. So Piyush's question is, well, leave alone 3, 4, 5. I only have 2. What do I do? Right. First thing is, we all know that there is a minimum qualifying time. You at least have to speak up to that time to even qualify. So I would say, Piyush, absolutely speak till the green card goes up. Right? And that much we all will have as evaluators. You'll at least have 2 points. You'll say, congratulations, Mr. Speaker. That was a fantastic speech. I could relate to it. Already 30 seconds done. Another 2, 3 points. Green card will come. After green card, if I have only 3 commendations and 1 recommendation for the speaker, that's all I gathered. Should I drag is the question. I personally would say, avoid dragging. How many of you used to get bored in school when that teacher said A plus B equals to C, but you know C is a result of A plus B. So if you add A with B, it will give C. You're like, I know A plus B is C. So avoid dragging, because you would want to keep it brief for that attention span. So do not drag. As far as your green card's done, if you wrap up by yellow card, perfectly fine. I'm going to give you a live example. In my district table topic contest, I actually finished my speech when the yellow card went up. The red card didn't go up at all. See, thankfully, I still won that contest, right? So it's not necessary to speak till the red card. Do not drag, but absolutely meet your minimum qualifying criteria. That would be my recommendation. Yes, Abhineet's like, now, take it. Okay, Abhineet.
Addressing notes during the evaluation.
Yes.
Is it a good practice?
Oh, yes. Okay, good question. I got your question. So you're like, if I have my notes and I'm looking at it and I'm providing my, is that against me or is that for me? That's the question, right? Good. So, it's absolutely okay, is your one-liner answer. See, personally, I do not use notes during my evaluation. Don't get me wrong, not because I have good memory or anything. I get slightly distracted if I have to do that and this, and I feel like I lose the audience, so I go without notes. But I know the District 121 evaluation champion, for example, who always uses notes in a very sincere manner. So it's absolutely okay to have your notes and have your notes well written. That's the only commendation I'd give. And say, when you are writing your notes, you would want to put bullets and not completely read out of the notes. That might be a slight drawback. If you're reading it like a script and you haven't looked at the speaker at all. But if you're referring it to see, okay, yes, in Abhineet's speech, I liked examples. So you start with, you see your notes and you say, I loved how you used examples. And you look at the speaker, expand, again come back to your notes. And for summary, I strongly recommend you write the summary, because we've seen at a lot of instances, people give very nice evaluation, but they forget what was the first point they spoke about and they miss out on the summary. And that's got a big chunk of your score. So the minute you jumble up your summary, the judge goes like, oh no, 5. That's it, your total score comes out. So summary, I recommend you write what are your 5s. It's absolutely okay. That's not a judging criteria, so nobody should judge you on that.
Thank you.
No problem. Yes, sir.
If I heard correctly, I think you said you should recommend a suggestion which you can demonstrate, right?
Yes.
So, but before that you said, you need not be a good speaker, but you can be a good evaluator.
Correct. Very nice question. Love the attention. What's your name, sir? Shrikant. And I did observe you were so keenly listening. It's a dream for any keynote speaker to get. Right. Now, a very relevant question. So the question is that we should demonstrate what we want the speaker to do, but we need not be a great speaker. So how do I do it? If I'm not a great speaker, how do I showcase how it's done? What I meant by you not being a great speaker is you don't need to really be fluent, have extraordinary vocabulary, gesture, voice modulation while doing an evaluation, while giving your evaluation points. But if you've picked up a point where you want to tell the speaker that as an audience, when I was listening to this, I wish you were a little more emotional, you should be able to at least emote that 2 lines and show how the emotion is done. You don't need to do the whole speech as an extraordinary speaker, but that 2 lines that maybe the speaker spoke about something where somebody had a loss and the speaker went, and then this happened, and you felt like, oh, that was a loss. Where's your emotion? You can do that much basic emotions we can all do. And then of course if you're talking about bringing in, so some people, like for example, some people talk about when we cover the stage, we look down. That maybe you're losing the audience. That can be your evaluator's feedback. So you can always walk in show. You don't need to be a great speaker for that. So that's how we tackle it.
So if I tell my wife, this was not good.
Very fair point.
She'll ask me, can you cook it?
Yes. So that's why don't evaluate the cooking at home. Or else you can order Swiggy one day and then give that evaluation. Right, okay, anything else? Yes, Radha.
So, whenever I connect with my mentor to structure a speech, we definitely try our best to, consciously we put efforts to come up with some interesting title and make sure that we are not giving away, we are giving something, some surprise elements. So, like today's speech title was a communication style, and what's my communication style? So, I have a question. If you feel that title was really attention where it should be highlighted. Second, if it was not, it was clearly, there was no surprise moment from beginning. Should I highlight as a recommendation?
Very nice, Radha. Looks like who's your mentor? I hope he's not going to scold us on camera. Right. No, but fair point. The title of the speech is your question. So you see the title is repeated twice exactly because you as an evaluator can make a note of it. Now coming to your point on whether I should highlight it as a commendation or suggest it as a recommendation, yes, you can do it. You can always say, I really loved how you placed your title. Or you can say, I felt that when the title got called out, I almost got what your story would be, so I'd recommend how about making your title a little more subtle. Absolutely possible. The only recommendation I'll give you is this. You perhaps want to avoid from making this your main points of evaluation. It can go as an add-on. You had 3 commendations. You can add on a 4th point with title. But that shouldn't be the first thing. Oh, what I loved about your speech was your title. That perhaps, not like you can't do, but you want to avoid doing. But if really the title stood out or you thought the title needs attention, go ahead. I did it in one of my contest speech. I actually mentioned to the speaker that perhaps how about making the title slightly catchy. And if you've already thought of what could be a catchy title, you can call that out. But don't make that your main points. It can go as an add-on. Anything else?
I think there is one point.
Yes.
Throughout the course of this entire session, you have touched upon really good amount of points, different how body language and how all those effects that has to bear it. Right? The primary point where I wanted to join this Toastmaster is the stage fright, right? So,
Stage, yeah.
Stage fright. So I know for a fact that it requires a huge amount of practice, right? But can you give one or two pointers? I don't know whether it is part of this curriculum or not, but I'm just going because I had to lose my Sunday and come here.
Yeah. Are you a guest or a member? In all honesty, I'll ask. Oh, there. Maza is going to scold me if I don't do this well. Right. So you're talking about the stage, and what exactly do you want to know? How to own the stage better or be more comfortable?
So first of all, those excitement and nervousness and all those things come to you, hound you during the time.
How do you cater to that?
So no matter how many pointers you have at the back of your brain, but if you're speaking something, you
very nice. Well, firstly, though you're new, I would say we can make this very relevant to today's education session because it happens to us as evaluators as well. I would have had all my notes nicely written, all pointers. I go on stage and then I'm like, well done, Mr. Speaker, and what was this? It happens because there's, like you said, a sea of overwhelming emotions. So how do we cater to that? The first thing that I would recommend to any speaker, not only for evaluation, speech contest, table topic, whatever, when you go on to this stage, our behavior, natural tendency is exactly when the red signal becomes green. We immediately put accelerator and go off. So the minute the contest master, for your benefit, there's a host who passes it on to says, evaluator number 1, XYZ, evaluator contestant number 1, and shakes your hand, you go like, Mr. Speaker. So take a 5-second pause. That's my first recommendation anywhere. Stage, presentation, office, speaking with your spouse, there also. Don't eat the food and say, the salt. Take a 5-second breather because that helps you to calm your nerves. Toastmaster, of course, facilitates the process. The timing doesn't start till you take your first verbal or non-verbal action. So you are allowed. Take that 5 seconds, calm your nerves, gather your thoughts, then start. The difference will be, here you will accelerate and go on for 3 minutes. In the first instance, you'll accelerate, go on for 30 seconds and then you'll go, what was next? So that's the first recommend. Second recommendation to cater to this whole stage issue, I would say is, another thing that often hounds us is the audience reactions, right? But sometimes you're looking at somebody who's probably dreaming and then you're like, oh, that person not listening to me, I'm so boring, what am I even talking? So that's why one other tip, and you just starting, so once you attend 5 sessions, you will have plenty of tips. But the only thing I'd say is try and cover everyone. See, today also, this is a fantastic group, right? This is like a dream group for any speaker because you're all listening, which is amazing. Or maybe I'm a little assumptuous, but anyway. But see, you all have different reaction styles when you are listening. Like Shubham, my friend here, is so serious, but he there always had a smile, so pleasant. And Akshay there is like, this is what I'm going to implement in my evaluation. So you all have different. Jimmy, for example, her face radiates experience. She's like, yes, that I agree. So, different reactions, right? So look across the room. That's another thing that will help you cater any stage, even in presentation. Don't always look at your manager. Look across the room. Your colleagues might be feeling very happy of what you're doing. So that's another tip. So those would be the two to get you started. And the more you come, especially to Whitefield, you will get many more tips and you'll be just fine. No problem.
In which ways he has already started, he's not fear, he's confident.
Yeah, 2 questions. Come on now.
I'm sure he will get down.
Absolutely.
From here. That's it.
I agree.
So,
yes, well done. Okay. See? Yes. Revati, and then you've not asked anything, so we'll come back to yes, Revati, you go first.
That question. So, when we share the evaluator speech, right? We need to mainly focus
speaker, right? Eye contact.
Oh, nice. That's a good question. So, do I look only at the speaker or do I cover the audience? See, my personal take here would be, I kind of slightly align with what you say, that the main focus should be the speaker. Absolutely. Because that speaker deserves it. So the main focus can be the speaker, but what I would also recommend is for certain elements, like for example today our main focus was Abhineet and I've looked at him enough, so much that now he'll be like, how much more evaluation? But anyways, so you look at the speaker, primarily say I'm evaluating Shubham, I'll look at Shubham, but at times capture your whole room, because the only thing you don't want to do is miss out on your audience. In online days that was very easy. In Zoom nobody knows where you're looking, so who cares? But in person, right, if you're say for example looking at ma'am, you give her the evaluation, but then you go around the room at times when you say things like we all could kind of connect. So the minute you say we all, that's it. One thing you don't want to do is don't speak on behalf of the audience. Don't go and say we all agree that was a brilliant. Somebody there in the audience is like, sir, they're smiling. He'd be like, I don't agree at all. Who told you? So yeah, don't speak on behalf of the audience. Look at the speaker, maybe say majority of your, because that's the focus. But whenever you have generic point, just go around the room. That way you can balance it. Yes, what's your name first? Jayesh, yes.
So my doubt is that, like we can see there are speakers with different experiences, different levels, projects, and say pathways also, right? Most importantly. So as an evaluator, shall I do some homework and know about that specific bits, whatever pathway he's in, and pay attention to the details so I can evaluate him accordingly. So the benefit is more.
Thank you for that question, Jayesh. Before I answer, I'm just going to ask, how long have you been in Toastmasters?
Around a month.
Oh my God, Whitefield, kudos. Somebody 1 month is asking pathways and projects. I'm just so proud of you. So firstly, great question, Jayesh. So coming to, I'll answer this in two parts. If it's a contest, right, a path project is not called out. It's just a speech. So that's got nothing to do with a path or a project. You're just evaluating a plain normal speech. So if you're going for a contest, you don't need to do any background work on path or project, but you obviously want to study judges, ballad and structure and transitions and all of that. If you're doing a club evaluation, 100%. As an evaluator, you will get something called evaluation resource, which will tell you what is the purpose of the project that the speaker is attempting, and you 100% must read that project. Also, before the speaker starts, you as an evaluator need to come on stage and tell everybody what is the purpose of that project. And as an evaluator, do you only evaluate based on the purpose? Not quite. But you must evaluate whether the purpose was met or not. So that's one homework you want to do. Understand if it's a vocal variety body language speech, you might want to cover whether that was covered and then give additional points. That's how you tackle it. Cool. All right. If I don't stop now, then I'll never be called to Whitefield again. Sorry, sir. Did you have something? Oh.
As you mentioned, while giving the recommendation, you should not give the recommendation where I am also bad. If I know I am bad on that, but I want to suggest the speaker also on that, but I don't know how to put that.
Lovely question. What's your name, sir? Hariom. Okay. So, well, I wouldn't say that you wouldn't want to give a recommendation on an area that's also an area of improvement for yourself. That's not the point. See, I have seen some people give recommendation to speakers saying, you had a prop. I would love it if you kept the prop there and it came like that and then you used it like that. That is too much. But your area of improvement can be the speaker's area of improvement as well. How to put it across, I'll tell you. See, when we give the speaker a recommendation, our work is not to tell in the whole speech where all you could have done that. In one area, if you can demonstrate, say you're talking about voice, if you can pick up any one example for the speech and say, if you could have done it like this, it would be nice. That should do. So that much, even if it's an area of improvement for yourself, you can do. Of course, keep it maybe as your third recommendation so that you've covered a meaty chunk and then you're doing a subtle bit. But don't expect some superhero. So like I said, I can't do Shubham's aunt's voice. Now that's not even a key skill, right? So yeah, that's the point. Okay, super good. Now I think the contest prep is already on and you would have a brilliant contest, which I am certain about. I would just say it was a fantastic opportunity to come here. I've known, of course, Mazahir is like an absolute figure in District 92. Everybody knows him. Too far to reach. But I have known Piyush also for some time now. Of course, we did a District 92 event and then I met him at Forte and then he said, how about come to club someday? So I must say my Sunday was absolutely worth coming here. It was great being with y'all. Y'all are superb audience. Like I said, any keynote speaker would love to come and present in a gathering like this where everybody is interested, which is amazing. The only thing I would leave you with is, if you are looking to become that fine evaluator, amazing speaker, one thing that you need to do is be consistent at it. You would want to continuously evaluate. So it is a VPE's dream if people reach out to them and say, I want this role and I want that role, I want speaker slot. You have to see how happy your VPE feels. So absolutely reach out to them and ask for those slots. But even if you are not the speech evaluator for that speech, nobody stops you from evaluating. You can still evaluate. You can still make your notes. You can still have your pointers and maybe practice, not in the meeting but outside the meeting, how you would have delivered the evaluation. So for everybody here, I would say being consistent and doing it repeatedly would organically improve your performance as a speaker, as an evaluator. The tip you would always want to keep in mind, in an evaluation contest, you are trying to be the best evaluator. So do not try and make the speaker feel like they are not good enough. That's not our aim. And don't judge the speaker, judge or evaluate the speech. That's what you always want to keep in mind. Yes. No, please, what's your name? Sid Manikantam. Okay. Ma'am, no, Arundhati is enough. Okay, let's go.
Actually, we are pursuing, I'm pursuing my MBA in a LinkedIn business school, and actually they are enrolled for the Toastmasters.
Oh, very nice. So proud of them.
So we are playing the roles. In every Sunday we are making the meetings. Actually, the thing is that we all people in the same level of states who are around 18 to 19 people.
Got it.
Actually, in some of the meetings, we other club members are joining as an evaluator. They can evaluate ourselves. It will be better for us. If suppose in certain situation when other club member is not available, at the time we acting as a general evaluator. At that time, how I will approach? Because if I am evaluating the speaker, he is also same pace with me. So how in that situation I can handle it? Right?
Good question. So Manikantam, have you ever told one of your friend any time in life that, see buddy, you did this, you could have done this like this? That's all. You're an evaluator. Congratulations. So look, I don't know at what time you joined, but I did mention at the beginning that evaluation doesn't require a qualification, right? We can all evaluate. Of course, if say you have DTM Mazahir join one of your meetings, your evaluation, perhaps Distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir is excellent, right? So he'll have something add on. You'll get there with practice. But that doesn't mean you can't evaluate if you don't have enough people. The only thing you want to keep in mind is you don't want to go on to that stage with that preconceived notion that this is my friend, he's also attended 4 meetings, I've also attended 4 meetings, how can I evaluate? That notion you don't want to keep. Keep that notion out and just say, okay, he's given a speech, I'll go and give my opinion, right? And that's something I want to tell everyone. We are not judges here, we are not giving verdicts as evaluators. We are only giving our opinion as mere audience members. I as an audience heard your speech, this is what I feel. That's all we are doing and that should serve your purpose. On that note, I'd say thank you very much everyone, wishing all the very best for all your evaluation contests. I look forward to see somebody from Whitefield nailing it at all the contests. So good luck.
Thank you so much, Arundhati. Can we have a standing round of applause for our keynote speaker? Okay. At Whitefield Toastmaster, we actually believe in giving a huge round of applause. So round of applause for her once again.
Oh, no. Very kind.
Thank you. Everybody, if you can please come here. You may take your seat, please. If only I had time, I would have definitely loved to go on and on about the amount of learnings that I had from her session. but as an acronym that she presented, GIFT. We as a club also have a small token of appreciation from our end. So please accept the gift from Whitefield Toastmaster
Evaluate
to
it.
Toastmaster Arundhati.
Thank you so much.
One more shot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. What I absolutely love about her entire evaluation, and towards the end she said it, do not evaluate a speaker, but evaluate the speech. Now what she meant by that a person very well can be saying whatever possible. But if you're going to judge the person, that is not right. I believe you were there to judge a content, right? So try and doing that. Now, Arundhati spoke really good amount of time and a wonderful deliver content on speech evaluation. Now I want to ask all of you, are you ready to see a small demonstration of how a speech contest looks like? Yes? All right. I think I love that energy. There's smiles and there's energy in it. So we heard you. We heard you. What we'll be doing is that we will be presenting you a small dummy of how a speech evaluation contest presents or looks alike. There will be a proper norm followed today. I, as Mazahir, will also be serving as the chief judge for this contest. So you will never hear a chief judge introducing themselves, but I'll be the chief judge. But don't worry, in Toastmaster, chief judge holds no power. Chief judge apparently don't even evaluate anybody. I do have anonymous judges with me sitting right here in this room. They'll be judging the contestants. But to take this meeting for the contest, we have somebody who's known as the contest master. As the name explained, this person will come over here and let you know how the entire contest is going to be running. We'll try to keep it as short, as crisp as possible. Observe whatever is going to happen. Let me now introduce the contest master for today's meeting. This person, he is a fellow Formula 1 fan. He calls himself anything on the wheel aficionado. And he believes himself to be a global citizen. I definitely say yes to it, because this person's one leg is always outside India. It's always a pleasure to see this person. Let me tell you about this person. He is also the International Speech Contest contestant for the division. Now, for most of you who don't understand what's the division, we as a club, when we hold a contest, the winner goes to the area. Area, about 4 or 5 clubs, sometimes 6, will compete. The winners will compete against each other. When you win that, you then move on to the division. Our man right here who's about to come has reached the division. And I'm really wishing him all the very best. And for today's meeting and contest, serving as a contest master, let me introduce a cyber security engineer and an ethical hacker by profession, currently working with an electronic car manufacturing company at Vietnam. Let's welcome with a huge round of applause, Toastmasters Vaishak.
So, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Honestly, it's a pleasure to be back here after 2 months of being in Vietnam and not listening to English. So, welcome to the evaluation contest. I heard this is a dummy contest. So, welcome to a dummy evaluation contest. My name is Toastmaster Vaishak Suresh, and I'll be your contest master. So, a contest master is a person who will preside over the contest, make sure everything happens in a smooth fashion, invite the contestants on the stage, and also handle any issues that may happen. So, since we have a lot of guests here, I'll be going over this contest as if it's not a dummy one. We're going to handle it very seriously, just how we do every Toastmaster meeting. Wink. Okay, so I will read now the rules. To be eligible to participate in this contest, a contestant must be a paid member of the club in good standing, in which he or she is competing in, and must meet all the eligibility criteria as per the latest speech contest rule book. Basically, you need to be eligible to participate in the contest. How will you know if you're eligible? If you're a new member, you have to cross over a certain threshold in your pathways, and your mentors and your VP education will help you to understand if you're eligible or not. For this contest today that's about to happen, I declare that all contestants are eligible to participate. The contest will consist of a test speaker. So mind you, this is an evaluation contest where there will be a test speaker who will speak, who will deliver a speech within a time period of 5 to 7 minutes, and the contestants who are the evaluators will evaluate his particular speech. After the speech, the contestants will be given 5 minutes to note down your points and prepare your evaluation. Then all but the first contestant will move out to the breakout room. You will not be listening into your fellow contestants' evaluations, and the Sergeant at Arms will be helping me in conducting this. All mobile phones, electronic gadgets, smartwatches, mobile phones should be handed over to the Sergeant at Arms. Now, each contestant, once done with, will be brought forth to the room by the Sergeant at Arms, so you can be ready and you'll be called when it's your time to deliver your speech. All contestants will speak from the same speaking area that has been designated here. The speech timing is between 2 to 3 minutes. The timers will be present here who will be, or let me come back to that later. The contestants who speak less than 1 minute 30 seconds and more than 3 minutes 30 seconds will be disqualified. So basically, you have a window between 1 minute and 30 seconds and 3 minutes and 30 seconds to complete your speech. The timing will begin from the contestant's first definite verbal indication. So you just come and say, started. Right? So you need to be very careful on at what is your first word when you deliver your evaluation. The judges, contestants, functionaries and Sergeant at Arms have been fully briefed on the rules. Can I have a thumbs up from the Sergeant at Arms? The contestants? Great. Timers. Please put your hands up, timers. Yep. Please demonstrate your timing device. Your timing cards? Your timer cards? Yes. Both of you have timer cards? Okay. All right. So, contestants, please note, the green light will be turned on at 2 minutes and will remain on for 30 seconds after. So, from 2 minutes to 2 minutes 30 seconds, the yellow light will, or the yellow card will be shown at 2 minutes 30 seconds all the way up to 3 minutes, and the red light will be turned on at 3 minutes and will remain on till the speech is conducted till 30 seconds. Timer, please flip the card this way so that the contestants...
Just keep the timer again.
Yeah.
When the 2 minutes at 1:59, you hold the card right here and you keep displaying it to the speaker until 2 minutes 30 seconds are done. Then you automatically switch it to the yellow card and keep reflecting until the 3 minutes, until the 2
from 2 minutes 30 seconds to 3 minutes.
And at 3:30, you show the red card.
At 3.
Am I right? Am I right?
At 3. At 3 to 3:30 seconds.
It's 2, 2.5 and 3.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm making a mistake. I'm kind of going with the flow with pressure. At 2 minutes, show the green card.
Yes.
At
2 minutes 30 is yellow.
Show the yellow card, and at 3,
show the red card.
And this is very important to both of you. 3 minutes, the card remains on. No eye signal, no hand signal, no this and that, nothing really, and all nothing needed. Just keep it holding with a poker face on. You're not supposed to even reveal the time to speaker.
Yes.
Apart from the chief judge in your tally sheet, nobody else should know how much of a time a speaker knows. Once again, 2 minute green, 2.5 yellow, and 3, and every card remain on until it changes. Even if the speaker speaks for 5 minutes, the red card will remain on. No eye signal, no hand signal, no thumbs up, no thumbs down, come back, nothing happening.
Alright?
Also, if you can raise the card and pressure, can you confirm that it is very visible, or should we ask them to sit in the first row?
No, this is good enough. This is good enough. So again, I'll just repeat the last point alone. At 3 minutes, you will raise your red card and it will stay on till the speaker concludes his speech. Alright? Sorry? So green you will raise at 2 minutes. Alright? And keep it on till 2:30 when you have to switch to yellow. Keep it on till 3 when you have to switch to red. And then keep it on in red till the speaker concludes his speech. Clear? Timers, any questions? Alright. Judges, you are instructed not to consider time in the ranking of the contestants. So again, contestants, please note there will be no judgment done based on the timing of your speeches. There will be 1 minute of silence for each contestant for judges to mark their ballots. There would be 2 minutes of silence after the last contestant so that the judges can mark their ballots and tally the scores. Right? Please note, after each contestant you will have 1 minute, and after the last contestant the judges will have 2 minutes to tally the scores. Protests are limited to eligibility, originality and a reference to another contestant's speech in today's contest and must only be lodged by voting judges or the contestants. Protests, if any, may be lodged with the chief judge and or with the contest chair prior to the adjournment of the contest. The contest chair for today's contest is Toastmaster Piyush, and the chief judge for today's contest is distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir. Each contestant will be introduced in the following manner, and I'll be doing that myself. Contestant number, contestant name, contestant number. And at that time, judge, please make sure you note down it correctly. So we have 4 contestants in today's contest. Speaking order was determined during the contestants' briefing by the contest chair. That happens originally. However, today we have taken it ad hoc. I will be reading it out in the order first of how the contestants' names are there and then your speaking order. Right? So contestant number 1 is Radha. Contestant number 2 is Akshay. Contestant number 3 is Abhinit. Contestant number 4 is Vamshi. Now, as per how we have done our ballet, we take a randomized order of speaking. It's either done electronically or by chits. Today we did it by chits. So, by chits, the order of speech or order of how the evaluators deliver is as follows. The first person will be contestant number 4, Vamshi. The second person will be contestant number 1, Radha. The third person will be contestant number 2, Akshay. And the fourth person will be contestant number 3, Abhinit. I hope this is all in order. All right, great. I confirm, contestants, please put your hands up. All right. So I confirm that all contestants are present in this room. Dear audience, please note, no one will be allowed in or out of the room when the contestant is speaking. If you have to enter or leave the room, please do so during 1 minute intervals between the speech evaluators. We do not want to disturb them. They are having a competition. There will be no flash photography or videography during the contest. Contestants, may I have your agreement to have yourself videographed? All 4? Okay, great. So all contestants have agreed to the video recording, which shall be done by our official video recording device and no others. Kindly ensure all your electronic noise producing machines, mobile phones, smart watches, yourself are on silent during the contest. Okay. So now I believe we can move on. Okay, all right. So, contestants, have you all received your evaluation forms and your speech forms, your contest profile? You filled it and handed it over back?
Not yet. If you can give them some 2 minutes.
Yes. So, contestants, we will maintain 1 minute of silence before I call upon the test speaker. Please make sure you fill in your forms and hand it over to the contest chair. Timer, can I have a 1 minute timer, please? You can give a red when 1 minute is done.
Anybody who wants to go to washroom, anything, please do so now. Once we start the contest, we will request you to carry a water bottle at that time.
Who's the test speaker? Test speaker? Joy. Is there an intro? Okay. The judge, contest officials, and contestants have all been briefed, and we are now ready to begin the contest. Contestants, are you ready?
Yes.
Timers, tally counters, sergeant-at-arms, are you ready?
Yes.
Audience, are you ready?
Yes.
Great. Chief Judge, shall we begin the contest?
Once again, it's a humble request. While the contest is going on, and especially when the speaker is speaking, may I request you not to make any movement during this time. Please note your movement can distract the speaker, requesting no unnecessary movement. If you absolutely have to go out, do so during the 1 minute interval. We are all set, Vaishak, ready to go.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin the club level 2023 dummy evaluation contest for Whitefield Toastmasters Club. I will now call upon our test speaker, Joy. Push, Joy. Test speaker, please repeat this line with me with hand gestures. Today is a good day, 1, 2, 3.
Today is a good day, 1, 2, 3.
Contestants?
Yep.
All right.
Back in the days when I was 3 years old, I watched 2 teams of men chasing a ball, and then one player just kicks the ball into the cage. The entire stadium was rejoicing, and so were the players. I asked my father what just happened. My father said the team had scored a goal. I asked him, what is a goal? My father said, every time somebody meets the objective of a task, it is considered as a goal. Exactly 1 year later, I was admitted into the school and I had to write an exam. The results came out, but my mom was not very happy. I asked her, Mom, what happened? Why are you not happy? She said, you have scored a goal. I asked my mother, if I have scored a goal, you should be happy. Why are you not happy? My mother said that you have scored a GOL, 0, and not a GOAL. And that's the difference. I asked her, what does GOL mean? She told me, when you do not achieve the objective of any given task, you score a GOL, 0. Back then, the little me experienced the first homophone sounds. Now, homophone is a set of sounds which sounds very similar to any other word, but the meaning is completely different, and so is the spelling. GOL and GOL are homophones here. A few weeks earlier, I was giving an attempt of my speech in my club. I did not meet the objective of the speech. I knew I had scored a GOL yet again. I went back home and I asked myself, what could I have done better? What went wrong? The first answer that came to me was that I need to ensure that I practice more, because this attempt of speech that I was giving was after 5 weeks and I have not rehearsed even for 5 times. And to understand what push is all about, I want to share 2 stories. The first one is when I decided to go to the gym. I go to the gym and I think I don't work out very hard. I asked the trainer, I come to the gym regularly, but I don't see any developments in my body. What should I do? My trainer said that I had asked you to do 4 sets of exercise, but you end up doing only 3. I said, yes, it pains so much at the end of the 3rd exercise that I'm not able to do the 4th exercise. He told, unless you push yourself and you shock your muscles with activity, your muscles won't grow. In the second story, I was coming to office and my car broke down. I wanted to go to the office early and yet my car broke down. I was frustrated. I got down and I realized that there was something wrong at the bonnet. I kept on turning the key around, but the car just wouldn't start. I went to the rear of the car and I pushed. Nothing happened. I pushed even more. Nothing happened. And finally, the car started rolling a bit. I immediately came back to the car, started, and just vroomed off to my destination. That's what a little push can do. My dear fellow Toastmasters and all the guests here, everyone here has some or the other objective in life. We always take up tasks. And when we take up tasks, sometimes we push, sometimes we don't. And when we don't push, there are two options that we have. One is either we pause or we procrastinate. Irrespective of the pause or procrastinate, what happens is the end that we had envisioned, the projected end, does not reach there. We end much before it. And to cover this distance between the projected end and the actual end where we have unfinished end, if I can say so, it is the exact same distance between GOL and GOAL. And to achieve this distance, all you need is a push. So every time you take up a task, my dear Toastmasters, you have three options: pause, procrastinate, or push. The choice is yours. Over to you, contest chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joy. Timer. Can we have the time taken by the test speaker?
4 minutes 53 seconds.
Contestants, please note that the Toastmaster Joy has spoken for 4 minutes and 53 seconds. We will now maintain 5 minutes of silence for the contestants to prepare their evaluation. Timer, please show the red card when 5 minutes are up. Finished their evaluations and they have now proceeded. We have contestant number one, the first contestant to speak here, Vamshi. Okay, so just to have uniformity, we will still give 1 minute to prepare the first contestant. Timer, please let me know when 1 minute is up. Stage. Contestant number 4, Vamshi. Vamshi, contestant number 4. Contestant, please repeat this line with me with hand gestures. Today is a good day, 1, 2, 3.
Today is a good day, 1, 2, 3.
Chief Judge and timers, is a contestant visible and audible?
Yes.
Right.
So we have witnessed an amazing speech by Toastmaster Joy here. When I heard the title of the speech, I was clueless. Push. I was thinking, what could the topic be about? Push. But
I now welcome on the stage contestant number 1, Radha. Radha, contestant number 1. Please repeat after me. Today is a good day, 1, 2, 3.
Today is a good day, 1, 2, 3.
Judges and timers, please confirm she is audible and visible. Thank you. Stage is yours.
If confidence, calming voice, and clarity had a face, it would look like yours, Toastmaster Chair. Let me tell you, you're definitely not a goal because you were able to achieve the goal of delivering a wonderful speech. There were so many amazing points I loved about your speech, calling out the first one, the personal touch. I was there to witness a personal story rather than somebody else's story and tried myself hard to relate with that story. Thank you for sharing your personal stories. You talked about that team who were hitting the goal. You talked about your gym experience. You talked about your car experience and how you evolved, how you moved on. So that personal touch was a big yes for me. The second point which I loved about his speech, and that is speaking etiquettes. Along with me, there were so many people who will definitely agree that you had a wonderful, powerful voice. You had a very easy gestures. You had a better eye contact where you made sure that everybody is with you. Great. Third thing, the usage of the title, push. Push came during the speech when it really required. You were able to connect all the dots and make sure everybody is aware of the title and try to implement all those call to actions. You had call to actions. In the conclusion, he clearly mentioned what he wanted to do. Pause, push, or procrastination. It was indeed a beautiful, motivational, personal story which at least helped me that I should decide what is for me. Should I push? Should I pause? Or should I procrastinate? Though it was a wonderful story, but there were few suggestions which I would like to tell to you. The first one, the narrating style. There were so many scope, there were options available for you where you could add more drama or some animated voice. You were lucky enough to have so many characters. Say for example, when your mom, when she was talking about the difference between goal, G-O-L. Your gym instructor, when you were not able to do that 4 sets and how he came into it. So during your gym instructor, you could have just used the stage, change the voice a little bit, how mom speaks, how a gym trainer would look like. Second thing, time. You took 4 minutes 53 seconds and it's a suggestion that you could have provided so many details of one particular segment. Example, you talked about your gym, how you joined, how you moved, what made you rethink, and voila, how you reached. And third is, unknowingly you were doing this. So the drying thought, I think you can work on it. But all in all, a personal story which had motivation, message and call to action. Just adding some more details, some more drama will make you a sought after speaker. All the best for your future speeches. Back to you, Contest Master.
We will now maintain again 1 minute of silence to prepare the next speaker. Timer. I now welcome on the stage contestant number 2, Toastmaster Akshay. Akshay, contestant number 2. Please repeat after me. Today is a good day. 1, 2, 3.
Today is a good day. 1, 2, 3.
Timers and judges, audible? Great. Stage is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all have moments in life when we get inspired and motivated, but with logic in place. I had one such moment while listening to Toastmaster Joy's speech. His speech was the perfect embodiment of a speech which was engulfed with clarity, had some real life analogies, anecdotes from the real life, and definitely some takeaways. Why I say like that? He explained the difference between the English word goal as well as the Hindi word goal, which means zero, and how to reduce the difference between the two words. He was able to engage with the audience with the examples from the real life, and audience was able to relate to those examples. Some of those might have happened with us as well. Second point, takeaways. Definitely at the end, I felt that I could implement some of these takeaways in my life as well. And he was able to justify those things. That's why I felt that. Toastmaster Joy, I feel that you have the ability to become the eagle of the public speaking world. And therefore, to soar even the higher skies, I would like to suggest you some areas of improvement. First one, transition. I personally feel when you were telling the story of your childhood, that football match story, you immediately or rather abruptly transitioned to a story or the speech which you gave in the Toastmaster. I felt little lost there. It could have been a single story weaved throughout, so the audience can travel along with you. The second and the most important point is the time. You wrapped up your speech at 4 minutes 53 seconds. There was enough time left. And everyone was engaged. We wanted to hear more. We wanted to hear more real stories from your life, and everyone can, relate in much better manner, because some of these things has already happened with us, and you might end up motivating people out there, and they can implement those things in their lives. That is one of the goals of a speaker. In the summary, I would like to state that your speech was a perfect mashup of clarity, analogies from real life, and definitely some takeaways. But if you can work on installing some drivers in the name of transitioning from one story to another, as well as the time part, then you can definitely become a good speaker one day. That's all. Over to Contest Master.
We will now maintain 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots and to prepare the next speaker. Timer. I will now welcome the last contestant for today. Contestant number 3, Abhinit. Abhinit, contestant number 3.
Thank you, Vishal.
Please repeat after me. Today is a good day. 1, 2, 3.
Today is a good day. 1, 2, 3.
Judges and timers, visible? Right, stage is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Excellent speech. I liked the way you kicked the ball. Awesome. I loved three things in your speech. The first is the body language. Amazing. The kind of persona you showcased in your speech, it was truly commendable. You started with the 3 pointers, 3 stories, 1, 2, and 3. You demonstrated with examples. The second, the examples were really relevant to your topic that is called push. How you started, how you give an example of GOL and GOAL. And you had a really good conversation with your mother that why you are not goal, why you haven't achieved it. So that was really awesome. You also give an example. You also joined a gym. Things were not moving appropriately. And you also checked with your mentor what was the challenge behind not getting to the right level. So he suggested that you take a push, maybe a 4 set or 3 set. You need an extra push for this. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished Toastmaster and guest, my name is Abhinit. And the third pointer which I wanted to highlight is the narration, the kind of narration you showcased in your example. For example, projected and presented. I think what level of push is required from projected to presentation, you showcased with example. Because this 1%, 99% we work, but 1% push is required to get the desired result. And if I will not do that, we will not be able to achieve it. Now, coming to the summary part. Before coming to the summary part, I wanted to give you a recommendation, since green card is already up. So the recommendation which I felt is, since you were standing and it was amazing, the body language was appropriately coming out, I was thinking maybe we'll have the different movement, or maybe you'll have a different fold of the body language, and you'll have the extra uses of the stage during your speech. And that is the place where I felt this could have been a little better. But outstanding speech, no question on delivery and meeting, not expectation. You met the expectation clearly. Last but not least, I'll conclude the summary of your speech. You talked about the procrastination and pauses. Of course, to get out from these two stuff, definitely we required a push for this. And it's totally met the speech objective. So congratulations for your speech. Over to you, Contest Master.
We will now observe 2 minutes of silence for the judges to mark their final ballots and tally the scores. Timer. All right, so now what's happening is that the judges, the chief judge, have all gone out to have a small discussion on how the contestants performed. So, since we have a lot of guests here, can any one of you just let me know how your experience was witnessing a contest for the first time? Anyone?
It's a fantastic experience. You guys are stressing more on time as well as how a stage has to be, absolute attention to the stage and the speaker. It's a great experience.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Yeah.
You kept the momentum going. That makes us hold our seats.
Thank you.
In between one contestant after one contestant, you took this on certain time, specific time, so that the meeting will be can't be interrupted.
Yes.
So the time is decided.
So this comes as a part of an official Toastmasters format, and this script which I'm actually holding, though it is customized one of my own, is available as an official script. So in case you are also interested to do a role of a contest master, contest chair, a contestant, all the rules, the judging criteria and everything is available to you online from the Toastmaster itself. So it's predefined, and what happens is once you start going through it, it becomes a part of your habit. So even when you go in office work, right, in your presentation, you take it officially and in a very well structured manner, that whatever we follow here, the timing, the way you present it, the way you structure it, comes automatically to you there. And I've noticed that difference when people talk to me in office, when I've handled presentations before I joined Toastmasters and after as well. Okay, so maybe the contestants, Radha, I'll start off with you. So can you give a brief about how was your experience? I believe this is the first evaluation. Okay, so you've been a seasoned evaluator. So
It was a wonderful experience for sure, but I want to congratulate all the role players or organizers who put great efforts to make sure that the audience or the first timers will have better experience. Because if I came for the first time in a Toastmaster meeting, and that is also a demo contest, it will be very difficult for me to observe at each and everything.
Right.
Kudos to the entire organizing committee who did a wonderful job and made sure that first timers or members who have been into Toastmasters feel great about their time in this event.
thank you. Thank you. So now I've been notified that the judges have come to a conclusion. So let us give a thundering round of applause to all our contestants. I reached the final speech, final page. So thank you everyone. I'll hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Distinguished Toastmaster, Mazahir, to announce the results.
Thank you so much. As a chief judge for this contest, also the presiding officer, ideally this was supposed to be informed by the chief judge only. I'm glad to announce that there were no disqualification based on the time, eligibility or otherwise. And I'm also glad to announce that we have a clear result for the place of third, second and first. And nonetheless, I think every speech evaluator in today's contest has put in their heart and soul to it. I'm sure they have done definitely their homework before they came today, which was clearly demonstrated over here. When I sit on the other side, it's easy for me to judge and say, oh, I could have added that point. But trust me, as somebody said, it is difficult when you're here and when you're speaking. The nervousness increases to the level. So whatever they did today, let me request all of you to give them a huge round of applause. In the presence of the contest chair as well as the contest master, may I request both of you to come over here. We'll be announcing the result in the order of third place, second place and the winner. Are you all okay with me? And with that, we will conclude the meeting. May I request the contest master to please come over here and present the certificate when requested so. May I request the availability and presence of our contest chair, Toastmaster Piyush, as well over here. Let me now request the certificates to be handed over to me, please, if you don't mind. Thank you so much. Secretively done. The third place for the dummy contest of Whitefield Toastmasters speech evaluation goes to Toastmaster Abhineet. All of you can stand. Let's take a picture. No, it's fine. Abhineet, may I request you to please stand over here with your certificate. The second place for today's contest goes to Toastmaster Akshay. Akshay, if you please come over here, next to Abhineet. Thank you. For Whitefield Toastmaster Dummy Contest for speech evaluation, the first place goes to Toastmaster Radha. Congratulations. May I request all the contestants to please stand in the order, first being in the middle, third being on the left of her and second being on the right of her. So Akshay, you can go right beside. And Ashakis, if we can come this side. And now we can all take a picture. Thank you so much. May I request everybody to take their place. I think imagine the amount of preparation, imagine the amount of nervousness, imagine the amount of anything that I'm losing my words right now, that we had for this dummy contest. Now imagine those who has won in past. They have gone from club to area, to division, to district, and even beyond. Imagine the amount of preparation they put in. I remember when we all attended our annual district event called Coronation, the champion who came there and he said, all of you start preparing what, a month before? Or 2 months before? I start preparing at least 7 months prior. Because for all of you, you may want to win that contest. I want to win the international. That's the level of preparation that one needs to put in. Whether it is table topic contest, whether it is speech evaluation contest, or an international speech contest that our club is going to conduct. Now you witness the dummy. I would like to also invite all of you to our club contest for table topic as well as the speech contest for evaluation. This will be taking place on 29th of October this month, wherein we are requesting, if you are a member of our club, you are eligible to participate. Please nominate your name to the Team VP Education, Toastmaster Piyush or Akshay. Now with that, let me officially go ahead and adjourn the meeting number 41.